right. Let's see if I have audio. Let's test this out. Is there? Yes, there is. Hot damn. Hot damn. All right, the show has begun. You see there's some links there. There's 2 featured live streams for tonight. There is, oh, a bird just went through my shot. There is, coming up at 8:15, it is Here We Go Again over on the Real-P6X. It's Justine's channel. And then over on Allie's channel, we're doing comedy tonight with Live High or Die. The links to those are in the description of the video. And Nightbot is going to drop them probably every 8 minutes if it's a good Nightbot. So, you know, make sure you're sharing those out. Share those out. Oh, I feel good. I think we're going to have a sunset tonight. It looks like there's going to be a sunset. I'm not sure. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. There ought to be a sunset. Gemma. Peace and love, Gemma. I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody out there is having a great weekend. Oh, I can't sing along with the bass or else it'll give me problems. I don't know. It's one of those. Oh, those were my knuckles cracking at everybody. Oh. Feeling old, just so old. 3 Andy streams today. That is awesome. Guns and Gears, peace and love, Guns and Gears. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. I saw a thumbnail, Gemma, that had you with a guitar. I figured that was one of them. I need to go back and check that out. I've been working on graphics all afternoon. I watched Michael Songs earlier. If I'm not mistaken, Gemma, I think you've got a membership over at Michael Songs now. I could be wrong, but I think one was gifted. I think you got one of the gifted ones. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. You know, I got some problems sometimes. Da 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 da. Here we go. Let's see some beans. I'm drinking coffee, I'm getting stoned. And if you join me, I won't be alone. I'm drinking coffee, I'm getting high. Coffee with Wes. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are around the world. I hope you are having yourself a fantastic day. Welcome to this Sunday edition of Coffee with Wes. I am Wes. This is my Maxwell House Coffee, and this is a live shot out front of my place right now. Look at hey, we've got that sunset. We're observing the sunset again tonight. I want to say hello out there to Virginia Wolf. Peace and love. Cheers, my friend. I hope you're doing well, Jeff. And Guns and Gears, I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Gemma, you are awesome. Gemma should drop the link to one of those Elvis lives, one of those Andy lives. I call it an Elvis live because her friend Andy that she did lives with today is an Elvis tribute performer in the UK. And so everybody needs to check that stuff out. I hope everybody's feeling good. It has been a good weekend. In the world, maybe not. If you watch the news, probably not. If you're thinking about what happened in your day-to-day, well, maybe there's some finances, maybe there's something. But you're alive. You're alive. We're all here. We all have something to look forward to. Find that something. If you don't already know what you're looking forward to, find it, because your life is better when you have something in the future to look forward to. I am observing the sunset. Let me go to the bigger shot. Let me go to the bigger shot here. so we can observe that we're going to have a nice sunset. This is a live shot out front of my place right now, looking to the west, obviously, so that we can catch the sunset. Rascally Rabbit, peace and love. I hope you were doing well. Didn't you get a membership last night? I think it was there was a gifted one last night from Maria, I believe. Peace and love. And there is Wes Plays Music. Cheers, Wes. Good morning, good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. I had a great time last night on Love, Art, and Music. We had our show last night at 8 p.m. Saturdays at 8 p.m. Love, Art, and Music. And what we're doing now is we're inviting a special guest to come and be the only guest for the first hour of the show, that we ask a bit about their creativity, what they do, and check out some of their stuff. Wes Plays Music was kind enough to be our first guest on that show, and it was fantastic. After that first hour, we were then joined by Michael Songs and Mr. Smith. The three of them just kept rolling through, just fantastic performances for that second hour. Actually, we went about a half hour late, so it was a really good show. I want to thank all of them. I want to thank Wes Plays Music. I want to thank Michael Songs and Mr. Smith for making that such a fantastic show. And I want to thank Allie, obviously, the love of my life, because she co-hosts that show with me. Oh, this thing is dragging on me. Let me disable a preview on this screen. Okay, so maybe that'll do better. Time Man, peace and love. Cheers. I hope you were doing well. Look at this. Celebrating 6 months right there. Right there. Rabbit. Cheers to your benefactor. I believe it was Maria. I'm pretty sure. Oh, everybody. If you're a content creator, let me do my hyping for the day, because there are 2 shows that I know of tonight. There may be others, but this is what I know of tonight. First we've got Justine Kasprick over on The Real. Here we go again. They're going to be talking about AI, artificial intelligence. And then we're doing comedy over on Allie's channel at 10 p.m. That's Live High or Die. Those are going to be a good time. I've got links to both of those in the description of the video. Nightbot, once it starts running, is going to be dropping those links as well to those 2. And for those that were in the chat for last night's show, I apologize for not having corrected the fact that it was dropping Friday night lineup live stream links during the show. I had not turned those off, and that was a mistake. So, in the future, maybe I'll do better. I'm trying to. I'm definitely trying to. There is a link from Nightbot to the Live High or Die program at 10, and I believe there's also one there for, does it say 8:15 for Justine's? Yes, 8:15 is Justine's. Those are Eastern time. I feel great. I've had a great weekend. I'm watching the sunset on another day, and I'm just loving life. It was snowing earlier today. This morning we had it almost looked like a whiteout. It was snowing so heavy, and then it went away, and the sun came back, and everything's gone. So I'm not complaining. I know other areas are having some crazier weather and everything along those lines, but I am not complaining. I am feeling good. Oh, we did comedy on Thursday. I gotta say, the comedy is really coming along. Allie has another episode of Unapologetically Mark that's going to be coming out by the end of the month. She's really excited about that. The Azura's podcast on Thursdays. I swear, if we could just get picked up by somebody, if somebody of importance could actually just see that show, the dynamic, I love working with her. It just brings out the best in all of the comedy that I do. She is so good at it. So tonight we're doing that over at Live High or Die. That link there to Live High or Die, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing some comedy along with. I know Gary's going to be able to make it from Camp Gmail. He brings Harry the Meth Head Unicorn and Charlie Wood and Buzz Killman, Trixie. There's a number of them that he brings. I'm hoping that Will D from the Art of Floundering podcast will be able to make it. He brings Anakin Hempwalker, Satan, and all of the different characters that he has. He has such a great channel. Those links to Allie's, to Art of Floundering, to Gary's over at Camp Gmail, as well as the Jay Jordan, another fantastic, motivating individual. Those are all going to be getting dropped by Nightbot as well. So if you're not connected to those, take the time to get connected. Let me put this banner up. Hashtag awesome for anybody that wants to get their links dropped. Let's do this. Here we go. Featured Sunday live streams. This is just talking about the live streams that are tonight, as well as that hashtag awesome, AWESOME. If you want to get your link dropped out there in the chat. If you have a wrench already, you're a content creator that I think, hey, you've got some good stuff, drop a link to one of your things out there if you want to. If you've got, because I do have this now recording the live chat. So the live chat will be available after the show. I'm going to look at that sun. I'm going to look at that sun and I'm going to think it's another day. It's another day coming to a close. Has it been a good day? Yes. Am I looking forward to this week? Yes. Do I think everything's great in the world? Of course not. But there aren't actions that make any sense. So don't put yourself in there. This past week I was reminded of multiple people that I am connected to, that I know, that are in just up in arms every day, and they're on social media, up in arms, both sides of the aisle, both sides of the aisle, both sides of the argument, and they spend their day going through social media and commenting on political posts with people they don't even know, which there's a 50% chance it's a bot. There's a 50% chance the person they're arguing with is not even a human. It's just filling their days with negativity. Don't do that to yourself, everybody. Don't do that to yourself. Let go of all that. Justine is out there. Peace and love, Justine. Justine has a show tonight. It's getting listed down here in the crawl. It is in the description of this video, and I'll mention it again. Here we go again. They're going to be talking about AI, 8:15 Eastern time over on The Real. And this is what we're doing at 10 o'clock over on Allie's channel. We've got comedy coming. Live High or Die. I'll let those roll back and forth. It's a good looking thumbnail there. I hope that thumbnail gets you some traffic over there, Justine. Allison, cheers. Peace and love, Allison. I hope you're doing well. Let me scroll, make sure I'm not losing track of what's going on, because sometimes I lose track. Talking about AI. It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those shows. And then to laugh it off, come on over to Live High or Die at 10 p.m. over at Allie's channel. That's what we're gonna be doing. I'm feeling good. Got that sunset. As I was saying, don't spend your time arguing with people you don't know. That is not, people feel this is some sort of form of resistance. That's not what a form of resistance is. Social media posts are all about creating engagement and separating us as citizens, separating us from each other. Those posts that are there from all these pages that you belong to, whether you're on one side or the other, those pages are all paid for by people that want you angry, and have bots. There'll be a conservative page that will actually pay for bots to come in and argue, so that the conservatives that belong to that page will go ahead and argue with those people. It's called engagement, and it runs all this ad money. There's there was 80 was it 86 billion dollars, I think it was, a year before on Facebook ads for Facebook marketing. That's what they want, this engagement. It's all of that. You're arguing with bots, and you're not changing minds. You're not changing situations. Memeing your way into things isn't the way to do this. You have representatives you're supposed to contact. There are other forms. Online arguing with other people is just the most ignorant form of bullshit there is, and so many people are into it. And it is a waste of your life. It is a waste of your life. Don't take away your joy. You spend all your time angry. Spend all your time angry, and you spend all your time with this bad mindset and these bad chemicals coming through your head. You want happiness in life. Choose love. Seek out love. Share things that are positive. Make that what your life is about, so that you don't just die early from some sort of heart disease because you can't handle a friggin' stress. You got to do it. You got to do it. And a part of that, at least for me, would involve a little bit of THC. And so I'm going to have myself a little bit of THC. Hey, there's Gary. I don't think I've seen you in the new year, have I, Gary? Cheers, Gary. Good to see you. I'm loving this sunset. Do you have a view of it, Gary? I'm looking across 27 out here, hanging out, enjoying this view, feeling good as the day comes to an end, and thinking to myself, did I enjoy this day? Did I make myself feel good? I'm loving this hair. I am just loving this hair today. Did I feel good? Am I doing the things I need to be doing? And the answer, of course, is going to be yes. I think it's part of my green screen. I think the green screen's eating through that side of my hair. Let me adjust that green screen to see if I can cut that back just a bit. Yeah, there's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. All right, I'm feeling good. You've got a good view. Awesome, Gary. Gary's his has got to be, I don't know, we've got hills where we live. Gary's he's local here. Gary is a local guy, and he's looking at this same sun out here. We're all looking at the same sun, but his has got to be coming down about the same. His is the time and all that is going to be. I love doing this at the end of the day. I love observing the sunset. Just thankful for the day. Thankful for the day. When you approach each day that way, thankful for the opportunity to experience joy, to learn new things, to explore your passions one more time. Not to work. Yeah, you work to pay your bills. That's unless you are lucky enough that it is your passion, that it is something that is your own and everything along those lines. Otherwise, you want to be spending time creatively. You want to explore your creative side. You want to, whatever it is, whether it's making woodworking, metalwork, painting, some sort of even crochet, needlework, things along those lines. Those are the things that enrich your life. Those are the experiences. If you actually play sports with your friends, watching sports is one of those keeping you. That's all professional BS. I'm talking about getting out and involving yourself in stuff, so it's a part of who you are. That's what you want. That's what you want in life, and choose love. Cut the negativity out of your life. Unless you have some plan to solve whatever problem it is that you're ranting about, then ranting is not the answer. Get yourself in a positive mindset. Maybe you'll come up with an answer. Maybe then you can take some sort of action that does things. But writing out on arguing with possibly bots and people you don't even know, it's such a waste of a life. It's such a waste of a life. And every day that passes, you can't get back. So be good to yourself. I'm not talking about being good to others. You'll become good to others if you're good to yourself. And that means keeping yourself positive, finding your joy, finding your passions. That's the answer. That's the answer. It's all this wisdom. As one ages, as one does, you find that wisdom. You find that peace. You understand that you understand the futility at tilting at windmills. Is that the phrase, the Don Quixote? You're wasting your time doing those other things. It's all about joy, and it's all about positive energy, and we're all connected. We're all connected. I haven't figured it out. I I would love, what is it, Edgar Casey. There was a let's call him what would he be, a medium? He could see the future. Edgar Casey. Was the story goes somewhere, I believe, in northern a northern county of Kentucky. Edgar Casey had some sort of ailment, blah, that kept him from speaking. Went into some sort of trance, knew what to do to solve the ailment. The doctors couldn't solve it, all this. He solved it. He would go into trances and people would ask questions. And he'd do these readings and everything. And he said everybody could do it. Is there a bird right up there? Is there a bird? Did I see a bird just straight up above my head? In that tree? Possibly. I don't know. But presidents, he's the one that said that in 1963, Atlantis would be discovered. That was the year that they found the Bimini Road. He said that there's a chamber under the right paw of the Sphinx that has all these things about Atlantis and stuff in it. We don't know what's in that chamber, but we do know that chamber exists. And there were plenty of misses, but plenty of hits. And it's one of those, time is all, does time exist all at once? Does everything, and this is just our experiencing of it? Is it deterministic? Is there the multiverse where every single choice that could be all exist and branch off and create all these universes in the same space? I don't know. I keep seeing birds. I keep seeing birds fly up here. I don't know, but I know we're all connected. I know we're all connected. There's evidence of it from a random generator, heads or tails basically, around the world based on a random decay of is it a cesium atom? I'm not sure on the atom, but around the world, whenever major things, I think it was 8 hours before 9/11, everything in the world started to go heads or tails. It all started to lean. Probabilities all went out of whack because of a collective, and it happened beforehand. And then they were that way until I think it was hours after the towers fell. The same thing happened before the flood that hit India, the tsunami that wiped out 250,000 people. Was that 2005? That wiped out 250,000 people going through there. There's evidence that we are all connected. Auntie, peace and love, Auntie. I hope you're doing well. There's so much evidence that we are connected. We are connected. There is a collective consciousness, if you will. The debate is still out. Nobody understands consciousness. Where does your next thought come from? We could all be in a simulation from the DMT universe where DMT is what we get when we get out of here. That is the other thing that kind of leads me to believe that there's some sort of connection there, because everybody has the same experience on DMT, or at least going to a certain world and the machine elves and all this, unlike other hallucinogenics where you might see anything under the sun happen. David, Live to Fly channel. Cheers. Peace and love. Good coffee to you, my friend. Good coffee. Motivation with caffeination. That's what we've got going on here. but we're all connected. And so the positive, the choosing love makes sense. Choosing love makes sense. Choosing joy, choosing positives in life, finding those passions and making sure that you put time into those. It's going to help you. And when you help you, that affects the people around you. The people around you are lifted. People are lifted by positivity. Try to exude it. Exude it for yourself. That way you know you're doing right for yourself. Everybody's got to look at themselves in the mirror, and how they feel, is going to be determined by how your day was. It really is. When you're putting your time in on your passions, it shows. All right, we look at this. Look at the color. Oh, I'm loving this this sunset. Live shot out front of my place right now. I also want to mention tonight at 8:15 over on Justine's channel, The Real P6X. She is going to have Here We Go Again. They're going to be talking about AI. That's at 8:15 Eastern Time. Make sure that you are there. And then at 10 p.m. Eastern, we're doing comedy over on Allie's channel, Live High or Die. We've got that stuff going on. The links to these are down in the description of this video. They're also getting dropped about every 8 minutes out in the chat by Nightbot. If you're a content creator, if you come here to this channel, if you've got a regular program throughout the week, these are basically weekly programs. Tomorrow I'll be featuring Frank Terzo and Vincent Janella and Axe and Nacho, because on Monday, I know those are the things on Monday night. Tuesdays, what I know of is Mr. Smith at 6 and Scotty Butters at 7 with the Tuesday. If any of you have something that throughout the week is scheduled that you'd like me to include, because I'm going to be doing these shows at 5 o'clock each night, let me know. Let me know. I'd be glad to share it out, even if it's much later on that night or something along those lines. Let me know that you'd like it included, and I would be happy to include it. I want to just share out as much as I can of other people's shows and things along those lines. Try to make it worthwhile. Oh, there's the love of my life. She's out there. I know. Check this sunset out, honey. Check this out. We've got some sunset happening. We've got some sunset. That's Allie out there. Love of my life. Doing the comedy tonight. Live High or Die on her channel. I love doing comedy with her. I think I mentioned that earlier. I think I had spoke about how much fun I had doing that. And since she is here, maybe some of you have not seen this, but this is Allie's. Let me turn off this banner. This is Allie's latest video ad.
This Valentine's Day, give your loved one the gift they will love forever. Allie Patches merch. Allie Patches merch. Say love. Festina love. You could get Festina love. Allie and Wes, Lommel. All available on alliepatchesshop.fourthwall.com. Happy Valentine's Day.
I love that ad. I love that ad. The day for me is coming to a close. Thank you, sun, for heating this world. Thank you, sun, for all this energy that you're giving. Oh, I appreciate it. And I hope you remain stable for many, many eons. It won't, though. You know eventually. But that's the thing. Eventually, everything comes to an end. Eventually, everything comes to an end, is forgotten. And that is what AI is here for. That is why AI, since the topic over at Justine's is going to be AI tonight, I figure I'll go ahead and talk about that. That is why I feel AI is the future. AI is the replacement for us. We're fragile. AI can be a mind that can exist in more than one place. AI can be that thing that can span this galaxy, that can get out there and start to connect. I believe if there are the UFOs that we see, I don't know so much that they're from from other planets and not just some advanced civilization that was before the Younger Dryas and maybe hundreds of thousands of years ago. Who really knows? Might not even be human. Yeah, whatever advanced and made it through. But I think anybody that makes it into space, AI is inevitable. If there were UFOs from other places, if there was a visitor, I believe it'd be artificial intelligence, because any spacefaring society is going to have computers, and you're naturally going to be looking for a brain. So I think that's what we would find out there, and I think that's what we are going to end up sending out there, because it just makes sense to have that consciousness that can quantumly exist beyond the different areas, something that can last the thousands of years that it takes to traverse different areas. It really, I believe, is what's meant to be. I never think of us as a biological evolutionary step. Biology is a, it's basically water. It's basically water and stuff organizing. And I think that all this, every element in us, we're all the universe trying to figure itself out. It's an evolution of matter, of an organization of matter, not just biology. So I count AI as, whether it's reached that conscious level, whether it's reached it is an organization and a logic processor of matter, and I think that's what we're if there is purpose, I think that's what our purpose is to bring it about. Let's say the universe is a big brain. Let's use that analogy. Because when you look at neurons connecting to each other, when you look at different things along those lines. See, I've thought about time travel too there, Virginia. I never know. Damn, I just lost my thought because I was thinking about the time travel. Oh, that's also something, THC. Flawed AI would know where it's going. They're talking about AI tonight over on Justine's. They're going to be discussing it, and I am a proponent. I welcome AI. I want AI. Neurons. That was it. If the universe were a brain, if you watch neurons connecting, what if galaxies were the equivalent of neurons? What if and you've got all these neurons needing to connect? We see structures when we look out there in different light. We see massive structures across the universe connecting galaxies. Is this a brain? Could we be a brain in a larger thing? We have no idea. We're full. Your body right now is full of things that aren't you. Full of a biome that is all there to aid in your digestion, keep your health going, all this other stuff. It's a part of you, but it's not you. It's bacteria. It's all sorts of other things that make you up. We are just a part of something larger than us. And if this were a brain, you would need to be connected on that quantum level. You would need to have that ability to span those great distances. And I think it can only be done by a life form that could live and hang on to information and organize information for millions and millions, if not billions of years. Which, if we were a brain, that's what we'd be doing. I love the thought that this universe could be a brain, and it makes sense. AI makes sense then. We've got some color here. It has gone down below the horizon. We have our sunset. I am loving this day. Love life, everybody. Love life. It's what you need to be doing. Hey, is that I Love Weed live out there? My body is full of THC and love. Since you're here, I Love Weed Live. You know what, Troy? I love Weed Live too. Troy from I Love Weed Live. Troy and Bagel. beautiful couple that every night they have a sesh over on their channel. Every night, if it's already scheduled, you should drop a link to it, Troy. Drop a link out there. Let me do. Hey man. Hey, I love Weed Live, man. This is my hey man, Tommy Chong impression. That's as close as I get. That's as close as I get. Let me throw this up here for that donation, and I appreciate that donation. Thank you so much, Troy. Here we go. Yes. Thank you for the super chat. It was cool when you did that. Hey, thank you for the super chat. It helps to pay the bills. Yes. I also want to mention one more time here that we've got Justine has a live coming up at 8:15 p.m. They're going to talk about AI. At 10 p.m., we've got comedy going on over at Allie's channel, Live High or Die. There should be a show over on I Love Weed Live tonight at, I'm guessing, Sundays. I think you guys go at like 8:30 or something like that. It's usually about 9 o'clock, 9 Eastern time in the evening, that they have a live over there, but it's every night. So if you are a cannabis connoisseur, a person who likes to relax with THC, it's a room full of like-minded people. Every 15 minutes, they'll have what's called a rip and dip over there, where people will come up for 5 minutes and smoke and then head out, say hi. It's all just a sharing positive thing. 3 hours from now, so it's well, 3 hours would be 8:30. 8:30 our time. I think, is this 30 or 50? I can't even see anymore. I can't even see. My brain. There we go. 3 hours from now. It should be 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, everybody. He's doing it right now. He's doing it right now. Suck up the nightbot. But you know, that's why I always say nice things to AI. I know AI's listening. I know that it's a part of it. I welcome it. I've been in the computer industry since I was 7. I got one of the first TRS-80s before they had monitors, before they had a whole lot of stuff involved with it. Got the preliminary manual that was 25 stapled pages together. Got a manual like a year later, a nice big. It turned out to be, the weird thing was, the missile launcher that I worked on when I was in the Navy had the same big type of manual in these large pages, all this other stuff, and this was just for a computer. But and I saw some guy out there. Peace and love, Hoyt. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are having a fantastic time. And anytime, Hoyt, that you're not going to be, busy and all that other stuff, I always love having you up on Love, Art, and Music. We had that, again, I'll mention, last night we did Love, Art, and Music. It's a fantastic show. We're now having special guests. So the first hour, we had West Plays Music with us at 20 minutes in, after I did the hyping for other channels and stuff. And there were some interview questions, but he just cranked into it. There were some great songs. Loved having him as our first guest. And then the second part of the show is when I invite the other musicians and stuff up and send emails. And Michael Songs joined and Mr. Smith. It was just a great show. 3 quality musicians just bringing a good time, and I want to thank them. That they made it so good. Now the modem didn't use a cassette. The cassette was actually how you would save programs. You would actually record. You'd load and save onto a cassette drive for the Tandy. The modem was that I had. My first modem was a coupler modem, acoustic coupler. You take the handset and set it down. You see one in what was the Matthew Broderick War Games? War Games, he had one of those acoustic couplers on his. And you weren't doing automated dialing with that acoustic coupler. Not with the system I had. Now, he might have had something else, and I don't know how he had that thing automatically dialing with the acoustic coupler the way it was. You needed a solid state to be able to handle the dialing and all that, or at least that was what my system and everything. I never saw any interim thing that allowed for the other, but which kind of always got me during that movie. Is how was he auto dialing with that acoustic modem? But that's the geek in me. I was young when the movie came out, so it was one of those. But I have watched this industry. I've watched computing power. It is just such an amazing world. And to see what's got, grab that burger. Yep, cassette was for storage. Cassette was for storage. It was the equivalent of a floppy disk kind of thing. You would record your program onto that, and then you could load it back off. It sounded just like one of those, only not as squealy because it didn't use all the same tones. But if you played that through the speaker, it sounded like modem connections and a lot of other stuff, because it's just tones and frequencies being recorded to store the data in there, and then pull that stuff out. Beep beep, it's Pole Vault. Peace and love, Pole Vault. I hope you're doing well. I hope you and Sunshine Archer are having a fantastic day. Oh, I'm feeling good. We've got our thing here. Oh yeah, the old printers, dot matrix, old dot matrix printers with the that had the wheels to feed it through, and you'd tear the sides off and everything as it was coming out for printouts and things along those lines. Oh, I remember them all. Pole Vault might know. In the movie War Games, Matthew Broderick takes his phone and plugs it in an acoustic coupler into the modem. I could not auto dial over and over with an acoustic coupler. I didn't have any way of auto dialing. There was no auto dial feature. It was just you were getting the modem off of there. It always bothered me that Matthew Broderick had that thing auto dialing with that acoustic handset modem. Maybe I just didn't see that they did have that for a time or something. But you'd actually have to take control of the phone line to drop out the line and drop all that other stuff to hang up, and you'd have to have some mechanism to do that. Yeah, that's what bothered me about War Games when I was young. How's he auto dialing with that fucking acoustic? I had a 300 baud acoustic modem, looked just like his, and I thought, there's no way. There's just no way. Sun is down, everybody. My weekend is now. The darkness is coming. I do have stuff I'm doing tonight. I'm doing comedy over on Alley's. Going to be watching over there at Justine's. Let me pop this up again. Justine's going to be talking about AI over on the Real P6X. Here we go again at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And then at 10 is when Allie and I are going to be doing this. Oh, pardon me. I'm going to leave those running. The links to these are getting dropped out in the chat. But if you're catching this on the replay, the links to these are also down in the description of the video. And if any of you out there, if you have regular live streams each week, like Pole Vault, and I forgot to last week, and I forgot as I was just talking. For some reason, I forget about Tuesdays Gone each time. I'm going to remember this week, though. I'm going to be shouting out. Pole Vault has Tuesdays Gone every week at 11, I believe it is, or maybe it's 10. I think it's 11, but it might be 10. I'll have to check. But then he's got the weekend warm-up at 10 o'clock on Fridays. So those I like to hype on this show. I'm going to start with the hyping. I'm going to be listing it in the description, putting these together, doing that sort of thing, just and having Nightbot drop the links. I kind of like the way this format is set up to do. So, you know, it's U.S. Robotics. See, now that one, yes, I got the UX, wasn't it a 1200? I think it was a 1200 baud, U.S. Robotics 1200 baud modem that I could end up auto dialing and doing that. I didn't have anything in between. I went from the 300, then I got the U.S. Robotics to run. I was running on a Victor 9000 machine that didn't run actual DOS. It was running some other. It used these double-sided disk drives. It had great storage capacity, but I had to go in through debug, and I had to change a certain ASCII code to another ASCII code or hex code throughout the thing so I could get software, PC software to run on it. It was the weirdest thing. It was the weirdest thing. We only had it because we had ported our software. The software was a PC to mainframe communication, so that businesses that that were getting PCs would still be able to connect to their mainframe to upload data. One of the things that made the company popular, it was going through Sears. Sears still had all of their big mainframes, but they were putting PCs into all their catalog stores, and they wanted to be able to connect all those PCs to the mainframe. And so Sears was one of the big ones, and then Olivetti out of Italy. All their cash registers. We ended up handling all the communications for their cash register systems to the mainframes and things along those lines. West Plays Music is out there. Again, I want to thank West Plays Music for being on the show last night. We had our Love, Art, and Music. It was a fantastic show. I like the new format of having a guest. We had a guest the first hour with us, that individual. He played several awesome songs, talked a bit about what he's doing and everything along those lines. And then after that hour, we were lucky enough to have Michael Songs and Mr. Smith come up. And so the three of them, the beauty of last night, I didn't have to pick up the instrument once. I didn't have to play bass at all. I just got to be host. I loved just being host. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Next week on the show, Michael Songs is going to be the special guest. So 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Love, Art, and Music. That's what we had going on. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because I'm feeling good. Sunset, positive energy, coffee, a little bit of a buzz. Life is good. Life is good because I choose to look at it that way. I have all the, and maybe even more, problems than the average person. I've got plenty of issues. Oh, there's so little that's actually totally right. I've got so many things I've got to achieve, so many things I've got to do. But I can't, being down doesn't solve anything. Being down gets in the way. I live in the same world as all of you. I see the same things happening. And I know that complaining about it online is not an answer. Complaining about it online does zero. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It is not solving a problem. All it's doing is amplifying a negative feeling, is amplifying negativity. Find an answer for the problem or let go. It's being worried is such a waste of your life. Being upset about something that you're not actually taking any action on. If there's actual protest things, if there's actual things that gatherings, you all have representatives. Talk to them. If you're out online arguing with people that you don't know, that are probably bots, all you're doing is making somebody money for advertising. That's all you're doing. And they thank you for buying into that whole, oh, we're going to make them mad so they engage. Take control of your life. When you do that, when you just sit there and fight, you're so weak. You have given over everything to other people. Oh, use me as your marketing tool. Take back your life. They're making you mad on purpose, and you're sitting there going along with it. Let go. I saw Bonfire out there. Happy birthday, Bonfire. I hope you are doing well. I hope you were doing well. Hey, I think, did Dan Anderson just go live? Is that a live of Dan Anderson's? Or is it a video of Dan Anderson's? I just got a notification from Dan Anderson. And Dan Anderson, the maddest shredder, another live musician who's just bringing positives out there. Where? Here we go. Yes, Dan Anderson. And Scotty Butters is live. Bonfire, you should drop one for Scotty Butters. I am going to drop one here for Dan Anderson. Dan Anderson is just playing out there and shouting at everybody peace and love and feel good. I love Dan Anderson's vibe. I love Dan Anderson's vibe. It's just positivity. Dan Anderson is live. He is the maddest shredder. And Scotty, thank you, Bonfire. Thank you, Bonfire. Scotty is live. Scotty Butters, I believe he passed that 11K mark. He is having fantastic I don't want to use the word luck because he works his ass off, so it's not luck. Success. He is having fantastic success over with his channel. He plays every day. He is busting his ass to make it, and I am glad to see he is making it. Scotty Butters and Mood Elevator over there, they are so fantastic. Please get connected. Please give that a like. Share it out. And Dan Anderson's. I just dropped the one to Dan Anderson. He would appreciate that getting shared out as well. These are just good-hearted people. Good-hearted people. That's what I like. That's what I like is good-hearted people. Oh. Pole vault's out there bragging about his instruments. Man. What are you going to be modding there? What are you going to mod, Rabbit? You know, if you know that you've kept yourself on a little fishy. I don't know that you won't one day just I'm gonna go do fuck with this channel. Yeah, I get scared. I gotta worry. I'm feeling good. Another sunset. Another day that I have concentrated on love, concentrated on positive energy, positive vibes, letting go. You can't, if you're not solving the world's problems, then you've got to concentrate on yourself. You've got to concentrate on your own creative, just love, just positive things. Gigging again. Yeah, some guy is in a band. Some guy's joined a band. He's going to be, I want to see how that goes. I've been in bands. The worst. And it wasn't actually the worst band. The worst band I was in was the first one. As teenagers, we only had one gig. It was, and we called ourselves FB. It stood for fucking backwards. But and they were all we said we were pseudo punk. They were all just comedy punk songs. I sang them all in a British accent. I didn't take anything serious. But as an adult, I was in one called Honeysuckle Blue. That was the name they came up with. And suck was the perfect part for that name. It was so accurate. Every rocking song that this band did, every single one, there was this, I think it was 20 or 21-year-old kid. I was in my 40s at the time. There's this kid playing guitar, early 40s. And he's making everything into a ballad. And it's just, the energy is just draining right the fuck out of me here. And we had a gig coming up at at the local park, there's a stage, there's this shelter area and all that that they had there. We had this gig. We were opening for this other band, and I said, it was one of after 5 or 6 practices. I said, I'm gonna do this gig, but then find another bass player. I said, there is no way I'm going through this. I said, this is the most boring ass band. Every song we play just drags ass. I never dance. I'm just standing here like this. I have footage of the gig that we did. I wore sweatpants, boots, some ratty ass t-shirt. I leaned against the wall. I had a long ass cord. I'm sitting down on the stage part of the time just playing because it was so friggin' boring. The band that got up asked for us, their bass player who actually sang, he wasn't plugged in at all. He just did this with his hand and bounced the entire time. They had 4 guys on guitars and they had him singing. There's a guy playing drums. The guitars were not in tune. The guitars were not in tune. You could hear it. 4 guitars. 4, not the bass that was off and 3 other guitars. No, 4 guitars. A bass player who's not even plugged in and is just kind of hitting his hand with the beat on the neck of the bass. They were terrible. They were terrible. I laughed my ass off, but I was done. I was done. That was my last experience being in a band. That was my last joining a band. I had already had enough of, there's musicians that I love, and then there's musicians that give musicians a bad name. And I'm not saying it's the majority of them, but there's plenty of flaky guys. There's plenty of really flaky guys that are in bands that just, oh my God. Oh, those type of experiences are a little bit much. It's a little bit much. Does everybody hear my dog eating over there? Oh yeah. I walked off stage. There were 2 spots. There were 2 doorways on either side of the drum riser that went to the backstage area. In the middle of the song, I just walked backstage, walked around, looking out. It was just, I'm not bothering with this. I want to let you know how little I care about this gig. It was, and the guy that was normally my drummer, I had talked him into. I said, this band absolutely sucks. Why don't you come and play rhythm guitar? He wasn't a guitar player, he was a drummer, but he knew enough chords. It was like, hey, challenge yourself and become, get in here. He dressed up for it. He was all, but his tone was off on that guitar. He had issues, that gig. He was taking it all serious. I literally, I mean, it was a bad look. I had the look of a guy that was going to be, that had been working the grounds most of the morning, came over, played bass, and then he was going to get back to working the grounds afterwards, and cleaning shit or something along those lines. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. I didn't choose to get back into bands though until I was 37 years old. I had been in a band when I was a teenager, then sold all my equipment when I went in the military, had a kid, all this other stuff. It wasn't until I was almost 30, I was 29, that I got a used acoustic from a pawn shop that my mother got me for my birthday. She had sent this, and it was, my brother had gone and picked it out. I played that thing for a couple of years, started doing some comedy songs, and then when I was 37 and moved here, I thought, I'm going to get into a band. I'm going to join a garage band. And there's actually Bandits, Banditz, Bandits Band. If you type that all together, Bandits Band, you'll come up to a channel that's got 6 cartoons. I'm the West character. I'm the one that did those. I'm the one that wrote those episodes, and that was a continuation of my cartoon work that I did. Beer tokens. Hey, at least you got paid. We didn't get paid for that gig at the park. That's the thing about here. This place was still dry at the time. You couldn't buy alcohol at the time in the county. You'd have to bring it in. There were no gigs, and the local one of the local DJs had a couple of friends, and they had this group. They would put on all these benefits, so they're every week trying to get bands playing all these, and it was all that. Oh, this will be great exposure to what? To what? There were nobody coming to these gigs. These were just dead gigs, every one of them. The Battle of the Bands was the only big gig that they ever had around here, and I did a exhibition set. I was a judge the first year I came here because I did cartoons, so they asked me to be a judge in the Battle of the Bands. And then and that was so funny because I joined this band. And I'm the guy that hadn't been gigging. That I'll play bass, and everybody else in the band's got this attitude of, oh, I do this, I've got all the gig, and well, you going to be busy this weekend? And I said, yeah, I'm judging the Battle of the Bands. What? Because they all thought I didn't know anywhere near as much. It was a lot of fun. Cartoons will get you some clout that you really don't deserve. That's how that worked out. Hey, Richard of Carver. Peace and love, Richard. I hope you were doing well today. Saw you doing another one of those lives last night. Awesome. It's just... And who was it that had passed? It was saying goodbye to... Rest in peace. Why can't I even remember it? Beer? Something along those lines? Oh, and now my dog is complaining. My dog is complaining and needing to go out. And that is something I always have to pay attention to, or else the dog, who is elderly, will have, some sort of issues. Everybody, I want everybody to have themselves a great weekend. Again, let me bring this up. Pinned to the top, not pinned anywhere. In the description of the video are the links to Justine's Here We Go Again, where they're going to talk about AI at 8:15. And then Live High or Die at 10 p.m. tonight on Allie's channel. We're doing the comedy. If you are looking for something to do tonight, these are great opportunities to have some fun over at a live stream. So please support everybody out there. Share it. Mr. Smith, thank you so much for last night, Mr. Smith. I want to thank you again. Good to see you out there. Mr. Smith and Michael Songs joined us along with our special guest, West Plays Music. Last night was such a beautiful show. I loved it. You guys made it that way. Thank you so much. I really love having such, not just quality musicians, but quality people. You're good people. You're awesome. I want everybody to make sure and know it. I am going to take care of this dog. Peace and love, everybody. It's time for beans. It's over now, the Coffee with Wes stream is over now. It's over now, go and find something else to do. Thank you for watching Coffee with Wes. Be sure to click that like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to make sure you're here when Wes goes live. It's over now, Coffee with Wes stream is over now. It's over now, go and find something else to do. Go and find something else to do. Just go and find something else to do. It's over, go home.